Excuse my voice, I am sick, which is why I haven't uploaded a Mortal Kombat video. I'm back to normal now, it's just that my voice is still feeling pain. But yeah, I just want to talk about this because something happened during this beta that didn't happen during the other two. And yes, there have been 3 betas for this game if you don't know. And I was lucky enough to be a part of all 3 of them. And the first beta, right, I was just mind blown. I was mind blown by how amazing everything looked. The animations are just insane in this game. I mean, this game might have some of the best animations of all time. I mean, just the way the characters react to getting hit. Literally, like, they react to getting hit in every single place. Like, it's amazing. It's truly... I mean, it's no surprise. It's Capcom, right? I mean, they get it done, you know? They get it done, and they get it done good. That's for sure. And obviously, if you played Street Fighter V, that game had amazing animations as well, although nowhere near as good as these. But yeah, that was my first beta experience, just getting mind blown by everything. And then my second beta experience was me. I'm not gonna lie, I only played the second beta for maybe 5 hours. I did not play it that much. Mainly because it was literally like 2 months after the first beta. It wasn't a very long wait, so I didn't play it that much. And in all honesty, we all expected the game to come out, you know, way sooner than what it did. So, yeah. And, I mean, here we are at the third beta. I like the second beta, but I did go up against a lot of people who played the cracked version. And I will say, in this beta, I don't know if I went up against a single player. And I do want to say, I am a Plat Ken right here, but I am a Diamond Ryu. And I feel like most people who played the crack would be in Diamond. And in my experience with playing Diamond, I don't think I ever played against someone who was on the crack. So I definitely did in the second beta though. In this beta, I don't think I did. But this beta, I mean, something just awoken. And I ended up playing this game for about 18 hours. I have about 18 hours on this beta. So I can officially say this is the game I've played the most in my entire life, and the game's not even out. This is the most I've ever played a game pre-release. I have about 15 hours on the demo, and like I said, I've played all 3 betas, and then on this beta alone, I have like 18 hours. So, I mean, I have like 30, 40 hours in a game that's not even out. And that should say a lot about this game. I mean, like I said, I have 15 hours on an offline demo of 2 characters, right? This game is, I mean, when you play this game, and you play, and it clicks, right? Because the first beta, the game didn't really click. It's not that I didn't like the game. I thought the game was literally amazing, but it didn't click. Like, it didn't click. See, I don't want to I don't want to sound, you know, I just don't want to sound like I'm arrogant. But I will say that I actually got good at the game. Well, at least good for pre-release, you know, like I said. I would have hit Diamond on Ken. It's just that it took so much time, but I did hit Diamond on Ryu, and I didn't get Diamond in the other betas. I was just Plat in the other betas, and also Ken is a very hard character in this game, and I mean the progress I was making, I would have hit Diamond. Like right here, you see I'm star level 2 for Platinum. I went up 2 stars in literally like an hour. which is not easy considering how many games you have to win. Probably not. Probably like 45 minutes. Like, I was flying through plat. Unfortunately, the grind in ranked is a lot. Like, to rank up from plat to diamond, it's a lot. It's probably like you need to win 100 games without losing. So obviously adding some losses, and it's going to be like 200 games if you have a 50% win-loss. It's doable, it's just that it's not doable in the time that they gave you, unless you literally have like a 90% win-loss. But I had about a 66% win-loss, I think. And I played like 300 matches in total throughout with every character. So I definitely had a lot of time, a lot of experience playing this game. And also, you know, I had plenty of hours to practice combos on the beta, which is why my Ryu is Diamond. Because, I mean, I had all that time to practice him. And I placed the Diamond with Ryu. I didn't even have to grind the Diamond. I just placed the Diamond with him. You know, those practice hours paid off. But unfortunately, Ken is just so much harder that even if I did have practice, I don't know if I would have placed Diamond with him. But enough of that. I'm just telling you this because, you know, this is the best I've been at the game. It really clicked with me. And when this game really clicks, look, okay, I think that many people that don't agree with this, they have to take off their nostalgia glasses, and they really have to look at this and go, you know, they have to think about what I'm going to say without nostalgia glasses, right? Because you're way more likely to agree with me here if you don't have nostalgia glasses on. This may very well be the best fighting game of all time. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, obviously I'm the only one here right now, right? You know, I mean, hopefully you guys leave comments and you know, you tell me how you feel about this, because, well, I mean, for me personally, I can't see any argument at all as to why you couldn't consider this game the best fighting game of all time. I just don't see one. I mean, it looks good, has great animations. The gameplay is infinite, right? I mean, the mechanics let you do whatever you want. I don't know what else to say. Like, I don't know what else I could... I mean, at the very least, it's the best Street Fighter game of all time. But I think this game goes way above Street Fighter. I don't know what to say to you, you know? Your only I feel like the only valid excuse is that, you know, you played Street Fighter Alpha growing up and your nostalgia, you know, allows you to love the game more than this game, you know? Because for me personally, I just don't see a reason as to why, and I do want to say, right, I'm calling it the best fighting game of all time because I'm assuming that the rest of the game is going to be as good as this slice of the game we got. There's still 10 characters that we have not played, right? There's going to be 10 more characters in the full game that are not in this beta. So, of course, one of them could be literally terribly broken, and literally if you don't play that one specific character, you just don't like winning, you know? That could be the case. But with how all 8 characters feel pretty balanced in this beta, I mean, I feel like the other 10 would be pretty balanced as well. Obviously, there's characters that are going to be better than each other, but I mean, this beta felt pretty balanced for the most part. Like, out of these 8 characters, there was nobody that gave me the same feeling as going against Mei in Guiltygearstrive. You know, and a lot of you would probably say Kimberly. I didn't really struggle with Kimberly that much. I can admit that she is the most annoying character in the game so far, but it just didn't feel that bad. And I just think that when people get really good at the game, Kimberly will be low tier, because she's a very mix-up focused character, and this game literally has parries, so you don't even have to guess where the mix is. You just parry, you know? And if people get really good at parrying her setups, she may be one of the worst characters in the game, in my opinion. I just don't see, she has a lot of like, oh, I'm just gonna skip neutral moves, and she has a really heavy mix, but I mean, take the mix away, and all she has is the skip neutral tools. So, I'm not gonna say that she's like bad right now, though. She's obviously the most annoying character in the game, but nah, you don't know. If you didn't play Guiltygearstrive day 1, yeah, I mean, Mei and Guiltygearstrive, even to this day, it's just not fun. And that's one thing I gotta say, is that at least in this beta, like I said, there's still 10 characters we haven't played, but in this beta, I never got the feelings that I got from Guiltygearstrive, where it's like, oh boy, I'm fighting Mei. I just gotta hope that I get lucky and make a read and I win the game. And then the game starts and she starts throwing dolphins, and you're like, I mean, what do I even do at this point? That's something I gotta say about this game. When offense gets going, you don't feel hopeless and just locked into blocking. That for me, that's a problem with Guiltygearstrive. I mean, I guess it's a thing with just Guilty Gear in general, but for Guiltygearstrive, because the game is very simple, once you start blocking, you just have to hope you find an opening or it's over. In this game, moves are very, very negative or barely safe. You know, they're not really plus, they're just safe. So block strings end pretty quickly. You never feel like you're locked down and you're like, oh, well, this is the end of the round for me, you know? Because in Guiltygearstrive, you could literally not even get hit and the round is over for you, just because you're like, oh, well, they start the block string. It's going to be very hard for me to get out of this. The round is probably over for me. I probably lost the game, you know? I never felt that once in this game. And, you know, that's not just a Guiltygearstrive thing. You know, a lot of fighting games have that. Not every, of course, but a lot of fighting games do have that. And that's one thing I can appreciate about this game, is that there's no character that really feels like you just can't do anything. Overall, what I'm trying to say is the game did not feel broken in any way to me. So it was just a great experience, because the gameplay was great. There were no characters that were just abusing the gameplay more than others. It was literally, it was the definition of perfect. I had zero problems with the gameplay. The worst problem I had with the whole game was how long it takes to rank up. But I think that when we're not under a time limit, it won't feel as bad. So yeah, I mean, it's really hard to argue that this, I mean, like I said, if everything is as good as this beta, if the full game is as good and as high of a quality as this beta was, it's just very hard to not, like, it might not be your favorite fighting game of all time. Which, if it's not, I don't know how. But even if it's not your personal favorite, I feel like it would be very hard not to call this the greatest fighting game of all time. Now here's the thing. We got Tekken 8 and Mortal Kombat 1. So it's a very crazy possibility that either one of those games could take the title of greatest fighting game of all time right after this game gets it, you know? I mean, if Mortal Kombat plays anything like Mortal Kombat 11, it's over, right? That didn't even top 100, you know? But Tekken 8 is looking amazing, so we'll see. But, I mean, this game, right? This game does something amazing because it doesn't have... So first of all, it has 18 characters. You may think that's small, but none of them are reusing a single animation. They all have a completely new character model. In a new engine, right? This is Capcom's engine. The last Street Fighter game was not in this engine. So this is a new engine for fighting games. This engine's been around for a few years, but for fighting games, this is their first game on it. So completely new character models, right? Not a single one of them is reused. Not a single animation is reused. Everything is completely brand new. Every character has every move they've ever had, and then they add a move or two onto it. Every character has 4 supers. They have 3 supers and then an extra one that you get when your health is low, which changes the animation of your level 3 and adds something on to the end of it. You know, like, the game is just so high quality. And the actual game itself is so difficult. You know, it's not a brain-dead game. It's very difficult, and I would argue that this is one of the hardest fighting games we've seen in a very long time. I mean, the game is so hard. And I am a little worried about that because for me personally, I don't care, right? But will it hurt the player base of this game? Will people be disappointed? Right, this is probably going to end up being the most popular Street Fighter game of the past like 20 years. So, will the difficulty hurt it? Because it is a very hard game, especially by today's standards, you know. But for me, that's a good thing. You're constantly having to be at the top of your game when you play this. You know, so extremely high quality game, you know. Content, you know, you may be thinking, well, with only 18 characters, that must mean there's not much content, right? The game literally has a create a character system where you could take the moves of anyone in the game and put them on your character, and then you play through an open world version of the Street Fighter city, like you see this background, this is a part of the city, with that create a character. Like, the story mode is not a generic fighting game story mode, cutscene fight, you know? And while most fighting games don't even have a story mode, when they do, it's normally watch this cutscene fight a guy, watch this cutscene fight a guy. And in this game, it's literally just about exploring the world. It's literally an open world game, you know? That's never been done before in a fighting game. You know, Mortal Kombat kind of did that back in the day, but it's definitely not going to be to this depth that this game has. I mean, it's going to be hard to argue it's not the best, you know? It has a bunch of extra modes. It has every feature you can imagine. I mean, literally, 2 people can be playing each other at the same exact time, and they'll both be on completely different stages. You always see the stage that you chose. It's just the little things like that that are so sick, you know? It's so detailed. It has every feature you would ever want. Plus, it's going to have extra modes, including a team mode. You know, if you want to have a little bit of fun with your friends, you could do 3v3s with 6 players if you wanted to. You know, it has everything. It literally has everything. It has probably the best training mode I've ever seen. So many features. And then add on to it, it's going to have an amazing single player. Now, for me personally, am I going to really play that single player for hours and hours? I don't know. But it's gotten me interested to the point where I actually want to play it. I never want to play a fighting game single player, because I know it's just going to be cutscene fight, you know? But that's not the case here. So, you know, let me know how you feel. Is Street Fighter 6 the best fighting game of all time? Now, obviously, you can't really give a definitive answer yet because the game's not out. But from what I'm seeing here, I think I could say that it probably will be. You know, so just let me know how you feel about that, and yeah, you know, like, subscribe. I'm gonna have probably a Mortal Kombat video tomorrow or later this week, and yeah, peace.